Who made this monstrosity?
Pick the Percocet, set, icy on my neck, hit you with that check, teachers by the flex.
What's good, what's going, what's new, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel, Raw Reactions here. Please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and turn on post notifications. So today we're going to be looking at a video by the Konoha titled Who Was in the Third Coffin when Orochimaru died? I mean, by this point, it is not even at this point. Orochimaru did say the fourth then, but basically, there's a lot of us had the mindset that it was Minato, but maybe this video will say otherwise, especially if you factor in Minato was his spirit was trapped by the Reaper of Death. But yeah, let's dive on in.
Welcome to the Konoha. Today we'll be talking about who was in the third coffin that Orochimaru summoned. So let's get started. Before going any further, I want to clear something, that I'll make my analysis on the comments I received from you people, and that there is not an absolute answer to this question. Alright, so there can be two possible and logical answers. The very first thought that comes to mind is that there was the fourth Hokage in the coffin. So let's assume you're watching the episode for the first time. In that case, anyone would think that the fourth Hokage is in the coffin, because that is the only thing that makes sense.
Also, during this time when we all first watched it, the third Hokage was notably, no one gave a fuck about the first and the second. Which is crazy because the first and the second were, of course, everybody knows Hashirama. Tsuburama is basically the reason why the Hidden Leaf works the way it works. He's the one that brought in the school system. He's the one that brought in the three-man team, which Tsunade later upgraded with the whole medical ninjutsu thing. Side note, guys, I think I made an error there. If I'm not mistaken, it wasn't the second Hokage that introduced the three-man team. I believe it was the third Hokage. Of course, specifically because of Tsunade's proficiency in medical ninjutsu. So the point of the three-man team after that was every team would have a third person, a Kunoichi specifically / female genin, who would learn medical ninjutsu. I don't think it was the second Hokage that introduced that. Alright, back to the video. He's the one that created the chief police force, even though that was way to watch the Uchiha. He's the one that created the Anbu. He's even the reason why Konoha had as much money as he had, because Hashirama wanted to give away the tailed beast for free, and Tsuburama was like, "Are you mad? We're selling these things." Tsuburama himself is, of course, he's a very, very, very notable Hokage in his own right. But it is crazy that we didn't even think to care about the first and the second when there was this whole mystery built around the fourth Hokage. Even the first time they showed his picture, probably the only time they showed his picture in the original Naruto, that Hiruzen was smiling. They just roughly showed the first and now showed the second. We didn't even know who they were. Then they showed the fourth. Hiruzen was just smiling like, you would even think Hiruzen trained him directly. But yeah, let's keep going. I just thought it's just funny to remember times like that, because to see how far the series has come is insane, you feel. Let's keep going.
Understand Japanese, but someone wrote down in comment that there was written fourth on the coffin. So, moving with the sequence, it was first Hokage, second Hokage, and obviously fourth Hokage. This is almost the start of the series, and Kishimoto has made Minato a mysterious and super strong figure, and he actually was one, as we could see in later episodes. That's why, it makes sense when Hiruzen was terrified of the last summoning, and that's the only confusion here.
But the thing is, knowing who the first, the second, and the fourth are now, Hiruzen should have definitely been terrified of the first two, even more than Minato. The second Hokage had flying Raijin, even though he didn't use it. So Minato should have been definitely much more scared. If anything, he should have been scared of the first Hokage the most. Because imagine if he entered Sage mode. If anything. But it's just crazy to think now that he was that scared of the fourth then. Let's keep going.
He knew fourth Hokage could not be reanimated, then why he was terrified? That suggests it was not the fourth Hokage in there. The second one was mentioned in a comment someone posted. It actually makes sense if we add a little bit of context by ourselves. And that is, Orochimaru wanted to revive the founders of the village. So, in that case it should be Madara, but I doubt if the writer had even thought about him at this time. Moreover, since it is written 4 on the coffin, it doesn't make any sense relating number 4 to Madara. So, there we have our two candidates for being in the coffin.
Also, another thing is, Madara was not even a factor during that time. So it's weird to think Madara. Orochimaru clearly said the fourth. But even if you want to, let's even remove that, it doesn't make sense for anybody to think of Madara then. And by anybody, I mean the writers, because I don't think by then they had even come up with who Madara was. I don't think Kishimoto had come up with who Madara was. But even if he had, to the viewers, we didn't know who the hell this was, right? So because we didn't know who the hell this was, and because we didn't know Madara then, it didn't make, and Madara did not come until Madara's name didn't even pop up until Itachi's fight with Sasuke, and we had gone. This is like, I won't say intro Shippuden. It wasn't intro Shippuden. We had gone a significant part into Shippuden. Sasori had died, Deidara had died, Kakuzu and Hidan had died. So you get the point. It makes no sense for Madara's name to have even popped up at the very beginning when it took that long before we heard his name. But yeah.
Doesn't make any sense for Madara to be revived there. And since we have two candidates for the coffin,
doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense relating number 4 to Madara. So, there we have our two candidates for being in the coffin. I think it doesn't make any sense for Madara to be revived there. And since we all agree it is a plot hole, and we are all making assumptions, so my assumption would be that the fourth Hokage was in the coffin, and Orochimaru didn't know that he could not be revived, because at that time he didn't even know what was the Reaper Death Seal. So, ignoring the fact that the third Hokage was frightened, even if the summoning succeeded, reanimation would have failed. Here's one more interesting thing, that the summonings are appearing from the roof like someone is using Earth style, while in general, they just appear at the seal. Because the reanimation was done on real dead bodies, it can be said that they were appearing from Earth with Earth style, but even then Tenten's ninja tools used to appear on the seals of his scroll. That's all for today, and I'll see you with another video. Take care.
That was a rather short video. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what other videos you want me to look up. Please turn on the post notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I just picked the Percocets, icy on my neck. Hit you with that check. We just bout to flex. Pick the Percocets, icy on my neck.